Welcome to Sci-Fi Stories. If you love stories of courage and mystery, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community.
The bombardment ended. The silence did not. Queen Karen of the Felaryn sovereignty stood alone on the observation deck of her flagship Eternal Claw. Before her floated a graveyard of twisted metal. Once it had been border station Helios. Now it was ash and drifting hull fragments. Somewhere in that frozen debris field, her daughter drifted too, Princess Sally's, 22 rotations old. Newly ascended commander, too brave, too eager. Karen had raised her the Felaryn way, strength through trial, honor through battle, no shielding royal blood from war. Now the void had claimed her. "Your Majesty," General Vorik said carefully from behind. "All scans confirm, no surviving life signs." Karen did not turn. "Leave me." Her silver-black fur lay dull against her armor. Her tail hung low. A queen did not weep publicly, so she screamed in silence instead. 3 days later, far from royal grief, Elia's ward drifted through the same debris field in a civilian salvage cutter barely worthy of the name. His ship, Second Chance, was held together by welds, optimism, and overdue payments. "Ava," he muttered to his onboard AI, "anything worth selling in this mess?" "Multiple military-grade rec signatures," the AI replied. "And Elia's, I detect a functioning emergency pod." He froze. Functioning? Minimal life signs, extremely weak. 3 days in radiation exposure. Felaryn pods were durable, but not miracles. Elia's had a rule from his military days. "If something still breathes, you don't quit on it." "Lock it," he said. The pod was wedged inside the hollow frame of a destroyed cruiser engine, scorched black, easy to miss. Salvage teams probably scanned and moved on. Elia's cut it free and dragged it aboard. When he cracked the hatch, a Felaryn female collapsed forward into his arms, unconscious, breathing shallow. Uniform scorched but intact, high-ranking insignia. "Full scan," he barked. "Severe fractures, radiation poisoning, dehydration, immediate intervention required." He didn't hesitate. For 18 straight hours Elia's worked, setting bones, administering synthesized antirad compounds, flushing toxins, monitoring neural stability. Human physiology had an advantage. Adaptable immune systems, creative medicine, stubborn refusal to accept too late. When amber eyes finally opened, he nearly collapsed from exhaustion. "You're safe," he said hoarsely in rough Felaryn dialect. Her gaze sharpened despite weakness. "The battle, I'm sorry." She tried to rise. He gently pressed her back down. "You're healing. Don't undo it." His eyes fell to her insignia, then widened. "Princess Sally's," her ears flattened slightly. "My mother believes me dead." Elia's leaned back. "Yeah, about that. We should probably fix that." On the flagship Eternal Claw, the War Council was interrupted. "A human salvager claims to possess a living Felaryn royal," General Vorik snarled. "Psychological warfare." "Verify," Karen ordered. Video transmission activated, and there she was, weak, pale, alive. "Mother," Sally's whispered. The Queen's composure shattered. The entire command chamber went silent as the fiercest ruler in 3 sectors gripped the console for support. "Prepare docking clearance. Immediate." The royal warship approached Elia's humble cutter with impossible gentleness. Like a predator approaching its wounded cub, Elia's expected interrogation, suspicion, weapons drawn. Instead, the docking bay doors opened, and Queen Karen stood waiting, 7 feet of regal power, armor gleaming, eyes burning with contained storm. When Sally's emerged, leaning on Elia's arm, the Queen crossed the distance in 3 strides. She pulled her daughter into her embrace. A low, trembling sound escaped her throat, a Felaryn keening. Raw, unfiltered, after a long moment she turned to Elia's. "You returned what my fleet could not." He suddenly felt very mortal. "Just did what anyone would." Her gaze sharpened. "No, many would salvage the pod. Few would spend themselves to save the life within. She held up a data tablet. Your AI transmitted medical logs, 20 consecutive hours. No rest, he shifted awkwardly. She was breathing. And that was enough. Silence. Then name your reward, he swallowed. Military debt still weighed on him. His salvage license barely allowed access to Felaryn space. Standard salvage fee, and a letter of marque would help. A pause, her whiskers twitched. Amusement. You ask for pebbles when I offer mountains. She stepped closer. You will receive your marque, a permanent salvage charter in Felaryn territory, royal protection, stipend. And title, blade friend of the sovereignty, he blinked. That sounds expensive. It is. And dinner, she added. You will dine with us. Saley smiled faintly. That was not a request. Later in private chambers, Saley's asked softly, why such generosity, mother? He is human, a salvager. Karen stroked her daughter's fur gently. When my armadas failed, when I surrendered you to grief, one lone human refused. She looked toward the viewport where stars shimmered. He saw a life worth saving, not a title, not leverage. Not ransom, she exhaled slowly. Humans are young, reckless, inelegant, but they possess something terrifying. Saley's tilted her head. What is that? Relentless hope. They refuse to accept loss until the universe physically pries it from their hands. She gave a faint smile. And even then they check twice. Word spread. Across Felaryn space, across neighboring systems, a lone human salvager who dove into a battlefield graveyard and brought a princess back. In royal courts they whispered. In military briefings they updated threat assessments. Humans were not merely adaptable, they were persistent, dangerously so. And somewhere in that drifting debris field, a tomb had become a story of return. A queen had regained her daughter, and a human who just wanted to pay his bills became legend. Because that was the thing about humanity. They didn't need glory. They didn't need recognition. They saw a flicker of life in the dark and they chased it, even when entire fleets had given up.